following is a presentation of TFNN. The Trader's Edge with Steve Rhodes. Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648 or internationally at 727-873-7618. The Trader's Edge. Now, Steve Rhodes.
Good afternoon, folks. Welcome to the February 28th, the magical Monday edition of today's Trader's Edge Show. I'm your host, Stevie Perseverance Rhodes, who absolutely knows that each of us should always be pioneers of our future versus prisoners of our past. Hope everyone out there is having a great day. Hey, let's make sure we have an extraordinary one. And the easiest way to do that, well, it's to always remember that life is happening for us, not to us. That's right. When you and I make that one little 2x4 shift, well, it means we can find the gift in every set of circumstance that life is going to toss at us. Now, today, you and I, we're going to go check on the circumstance of these markets. We'll go figure out what those bulls and bears, what those buyers and sellers are communicating to you and I just past 1 o'clock in the afternoon. I want you to know I'm absolutely grateful for your presence here. But more important than that, that's this. During this next 60 minutes, I'm here to serve you. So feel free to pick up that phone. You can dial on into 877-927-6648. If you can't dial in, we've got you covered there too. You can always send me an email. Send it to steve@tfnn.com. And inside that subject heading, please put radio show question, of course, in our Tigers. And well, any and every ping will do. So let's go ahead and get this show started on magical, magnificent Monday. Of course, this is Tiger Financial News Network. I'm Steve Rhodes. Welcome to Les Show. A little bit of a mixed bag out here. The Russell 2000 showing a little bit of energy and strength. It just turned slightly positive. The other indices trading to the downside. The Dow's off 303, S&P 29, NASDAQ 126, semis off 39, trannies 28. New York Stock Exchange 171. Spot volatility is up almost 10% today. Trade out at 30.34. The XAU is back just a tad. Gold's up $11. Silver 37 pennies. Light sweet crude up 478. She's traded at 96.37. Natural gas back 3 cents. And the 30-year Treasury up 1 and 24/32. Trade out at 154. Even Steven. Leading the charge to the upside dollar-wise, it's Tesla. It's $58. MicroStrategy, $35. SolarEdge, $29. Northrop Grumman, $23. Palo Alto Networks up 18. To the downside, EPAM Systems, 45% move to the downside, 175 buckaroonies. Ooh, that's a stinker. Booking Holdings down 92 or 4%. Public JT Stock Company, whatever they are, down 50%. That's a bummer. Amazon up 19. And Molina Healthcare down 19 as well. That's about 6% for that instrument. So where do we begin? I'll tell you where we begin. Let me get my charts going here, get to a different page. We'll go take a look at the daily time frame. There's about 4 or 5 questions that have come in, so I want to go to those so I don't get too far behind. But before we do that, we're going to go just simply take a look. What's the message of the markets as we speak right now? And we'll get that answer by taking a look at the daily time frames for the 4 equity future contracts. So here's what we know. The ES, the NQ, and the Dow each have confirmed bottoming patterns. In the case of the ES Mini, it's a TD9 count. Now, in the case of its TD9 count, price above that red oscillator and change line. That's printed at about 43. Let me give you the exact number, 43.35. If price can close above 43.35, we should see a move to around the 44.84 to 45.20 level. 45.84 is the top of a new profile. 45.20 is a TD9 count breakdown level. So that's where price should target. You have a new profile that is formed. Support at the 41.78 area and resistance. We just talked about that. 44.84. So that's what we're looking for. The NQ's got 2 bottoming patterns. TD9 count, Rhodes momentum indicator signal. It's trading well above the oscillator and change line. The oscillator and change line print right now is actually at 13,953. So a close above that suggests that price should go target, I would say, the 14,766 area. That is its TD9 count breakdown level. Now, trading above a red oscillator and change line is not as strong as trading above a green one. But still, as long as you're above that, you have a rising price oscillator. You take a look where the next resistance levels are. In this case here, it's really at about the 14,766 level for the NQ. In the case of the Dow, it has both a Rhodes momentum indicator bottom as well as a TD9 count. Now, Friday's rally, as nice as it was, basically stopped right at resistance, which was that red oscillator and change line. Today's rally found resistance at that oscillator and change line. So the number here to be watching, I'm going to say, is exactly what it is. 33,876. 33,876 is the number. If price can close above that, then the signal is, well, there is a new profile that has formed here as well. Let me make sure I've got the top of it. I can see that the top of it is at 35,060. There we go. So that's where it's showing up. So if price can close above that oscillator and change line, then its move would be to 35,060 or 35,330 level. To the downside, what you're looking for, you've got support inside the ES Mini. You don't inside the NQ. So that says, should it move lower, you'd be looking at that low from last Thursday. That would be support. That was that bullish piercing candle. In the case of the YM, it's got a three-river Morningstar pattern. So again, it's going to be the bottom of the Thursday session. If price gets below that, then the bottoming signal is void. It's negated. Don't really have a bottoming signal inside the Russell 2000. And it really has been trading sideways ever since the beginning of February. In fact, it was January 31st. So for an entire month, what we see in the Russell 2000 do is just simply move sideways. Now, we've got a couple minutes before we go to a breakout here. I'll just switch over and we'll take a look at the 30-minute time frame charts out here, just see if there's anything worth noting. So we'll do that together. So I see wave number 7, letter G, on the ES Mini 30-minute. That identified a top, but price is just trading inside its bullish structured 30-minute profile. Key levels of support here are 43.15 and below that 42.73. If price takes out the high of the day because it was wave number 7, tells you that price is likely to head higher. I don't have a real topping pattern out here. I don't have any topping pattern on the 30-minute chart as I look at it right now for the NQ. Price is trading right now above its green oscillator and change line, suggesting a move back to the 14,292 level. In the case of the Dow, I don't have a topping signal. If price were to close below 33,405, that says we head lower for the day. Back to the NQ. So just how these TD9 count tools help you, and I really suggest that you learn this. It's an easy pattern. You don't have to be much of a technician. I teach it to you. Subscribe to Mastering Probability. Do it for 29 days. It won't cost you a penny other than have to put a credit card up front, but you get that back if you decide to not take the subscription for the first 30 days. And you'll learn that pattern and many others out there. And here, if you take a look at, so when the market opened last night and moved lower, many people might have thought, man, this is the time after that 800-point rally or whatever the rally ended up being on Monday, now might be the time to jump to the short side. Now, the TD9 counts would have said not so fast. If you take a look at the NQ, you take a look at that gap down last night, and what did it do? It found support at its breakout level of 13,776.25. And that would have helped you to stay off of the wrong side of that trade. Now, if you were short at that point in time, then you would have been taking a look at it and saying, okay, now I need to maybe tighten my stop because key levels of support have held out there. Heck, and the ES Mini never even made its way down to that breakout level, nor did the YM, but the Russell 2000 did. So the NQ really giving you an important signal out here last night, and so you'll want to learn these patterns out here. I simply suggest or urge you to do that. It will simply help you understand what the markets are doing. So we get back from this breakout here. We're going to go to begin taking a look at our questions. One from John wants to take a look at the GDX. Tom G wants to take a look at Nordic American tankers. David H wants to look at Mosaic. Hector and the fuel injectors want to take a look at the XLF. Steve Rhodes with TFNN.
Steve Rhodes started his trading career as a student almost 20 years ago, and the student has now become the master. Steve won the prestigious Timer of the Year award in 2018 and barely missed that mark again in 2019, finishing at number 2 for the year. An amazing accomplishment. Steve Rhodes is committed to sharing his techniques and knowledge with anyone who wants to learn, and he shares his vast amount of trading knowledge every day in his Mastering Probability newsletter. Steve's award-winning newsletter, Mastering Probability, is delivered every trading day with updates throughout the afternoon. Sign up for Steve's market newsletter, Mastering Probability, and you'll receive access to 7 of Steve's educational webinars absolutely free. At TFNN, all our newsletters come with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have absolutely nothing to worry about. Visit TFNN.com and try Mastering Probability 30 days risk-free today. TFNN, educating investors.
What's separating you from the most successful men and women on Wall Street? That's right, information. Having all the information gives us the perspective we need to place the right trades at the right time. The TAS Profile Scanner is the premier market profile-based scanner. Powered by its acclaimed TAS proprietary algorithms, this feature-rich scanner instantly filters over 2,500 plus global financial markets, such as stocks, ETFs, commodities, futures, and Forex. This powerful suite of tools leverages instant trade filtering and strategy formulation to show you emerging trades before they happen. For a limited time, you can save $100 off your first month by using the promo code UPGRADE, and you still get a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to risk. Level the playing field with the TAS Profile Scanner, which you can find under the Services tab at TFNN.com. Sign up today.
Sharpening your skills as an investor is like getting better at playing a musical instrument. You have to practice, sure, but you also need excellent instruction from experts. At TFNN, you'll get advice and guidance from the authority in technical market analysis. And it's not just dry, tedious text either. TFNN airs live financial content streamed live on TFNN.com and TFNN's YouTube channel with Tiger TV, live every market day from 8:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern, for free. Each host is an experienced trader and gives their take on the market while taking calls and questions live from around the world. From the moment the market opens until the closing bell sounds, Tiger TV has 8 different shows with expert hosts to help you make the right moves with your money. Watch online at TFNN.com or on TFNN's YouTube channel and become the investor you were born to be. TFNN, educating investors.
Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-873-7618.
Welcome back, folks. Dow 364, S&P 38. Let's go to our first question coming in from John O. John writes in and says, I built a fairly large position in GDX over the past few months. Unfortunately, I did not grab any profits the other day when it shot up. I've been targeting a high of 39 to 40. What do the charts show us? This is John near Green Bay, Wisconsin. Hey, and thanks for the congrats on the next grandchild to arrive in the Rhodes family out there. So with regard to the GDX, last Thursday, which is what you're referring to, is when the GDX made its move to its 1-to-1 A to B equals CD to the upside. The A point on this began on January 28th. The B point out there that I'm using took place on February 14th. That was a one-day wonder to the downside. The February 15th low was your C point. You get that 1-1 price projection, 36.10. The high on last Thursday was actually 36.07. Now, just because it had made that move doesn't mean it's over. However, by day's end, it did generate a bearish reversal candle. So what we have here for the GDX on its daily time frame is a confirmed Gartley sell pattern. Right now, price is back inside its daily profile there. We'll take a look at my other white background charts out here to understand the interpretation of that sell to D point. On a weekly basis, what we have going on out here, John, is a good old-fashioned weekly consolidation. Now, the cool thing about the consolidation, so last week's high, by the way, let me just expand out the chart. It also ran into resistance, not just at the 1-to-1, but at its descending trend line area. Now, the descending trend line combined with that 1-to-1 might have assisted you with regard to some decision-making out there. But right now, we've got just a good old-fashioned consolidation with price at the top of that consolidation. If price can take out the consolidation, for that I would say you'd see a weekly close above 35.11. Then you'd have a measured move equal to or greater than that consolidation. We don't have that just yet, but that's what you would be looking for. To the monthly time frame chart, at least with regard to profiles and everything, not a whole lot happening here. So let's get to those white background charts and see what signals we have. Here, when we take a look at the daily time frame, we begin we can see that what price also has done is pulled back after creating that sell the D point pattern. In fact, it did it that same day and the next day, which was a Friday. But what price was also doing here was it was testing, John, and holding its green oscillator and change line. So if in effect we have a confirmed sell pattern, but price is pulled back to a green oscillator and change line. And a green oscillator and change line says that we still have a rising price oscillator above zero, and that is a bullish condition, let alone we have a sell the D point. So really our overall signal is neutral out there. You've been watching for this to get to the 39 level. Well, you see the patterns that are in the way from that unfolding. Does not mean that it won't unfold. If I look at this weekly time frame chart out here, it's not going to show the consolidation pattern that I drew in here, but you do see it. And I don't see anything bearish about this other than in that consolidation. And you know you're up at a natural level of resistance, and you've got that descending trend line that happens to show up on my background chart, my black background charts. Now here on the monthly chart, we can see the key level of resistance. That is the oscillator and change line, which is green. You'd like to see it close today above that level, which is 34.39. You might get it. You're at 34.25. If you do get that, it's a suggestion that we should see price make its way to your 39.86 level. That answers your question, can this get back to 39 to 40? And the answer to that is yes, but certainly you want to see a monthly closing above that green oscillator and change line at 34.39. But ultimately what you're going to need is you're going to need a breakout. And you're going to need a breakout above the top of that candle from last Thursday, and that's up in the 36.07 level. So, John, I hope that helps you out. And if not, please write back to me and we'll try to get your questions answered. But if you're asking me, is this a time to sell? You've been building a position. I don't see the reason to sell, but you might want to keep your fingers, steady on the trigger, because you do have confirmed topping signals on a daily time frame, and you're at the top of that consolidation on the weekly. So I do hope that helps you out. Tom G writes in and says, just want to thank you, and especially Brent from California, about the call on NAT. Nordic American Tankers, you went long on Friday and bought more today on the way up to 222, just dumped all of it at 242. And we'd like to know your thoughts on another entry point. Okay, so let's go take a look at Nordic American Tankers, get a feel for what it's doing in relationship to support and resistance of its TAS market profiles. And here we can see, the next TAS market's on Friday, it closed above its bearish structured weekly profile. That's a bullish signal out here. And the next level of resistance would be the bottom of the monthly profile. That's at 275. Let's see if we can find anything else out here for Nordic American Tankers. With regard to what you're asking for is where is a potential entry point on a pullback. So you're in day number 7 of a TD9 count. Prices hit the next resistance level, which is 240, and it's backed off. On a daily time frame, I would have to say $1.65. I don't have anything in here in the charts to suggest that is a likely outcome. On a weekly basis, what do we have? Price running right in resistance, 243. So you know that you've got 243 out here. If there's a close above 243, Tom, then I don't really see an area of a pullback. But because on the weekly basis you're hitting TD9 breakdown resistance, on the daily time frame you're hitting a TD9 count breakdown resistance level, and the monthly chart has nothing really here to help us out. So hold on a minute. So the monthly chart has a oscillator and change line that price is above, and that's at 202. So 202 is a level that I would be looking at for sure. $1.84 to $1.73 on the weekly. Not saying that you're going to get that. The other option would be to take a look at a short-term time frame chart and try to find some type of bottoming signal. Unfortunately, that set of charts didn't have that in there, NAT. Let me get to one other white background chart. It's got a 30-minute that we can pull over here real quickly. So let's see if there's any kind of signals there on this little bit of pullback since it hit those resistance levels. Yeah, geez, you have a TD9 count top and a Rhodes momentum indicator signal. So on a very short-term basis, what price is trying to, it's testing support. That's that green oscillator and change line. So that's at 230. So if you want to be a fast finger trader near 231 right now, now's the entry point. But it's really neutral, just so you know. You're testing a key level of support. You've got resistance up at 245, a topping pattern on the 30-minute chart. Ideally, you'd be looking for Nordic American Tankers to close below the oscillator and change line. If we do that, then you have a 30-minute bottom profile at 218. So we're going to say right now your entry areas are 185, 218, and 2:30. So, Tom, I do hope that helps you out, and hopefully Brent is listening, and he takes the credit for the money that you made. So make sure you send him a commission check. David H. writes in, and David says, this is David from Tomball, Texas. I'd like to ask you to take a look at Mosaic. MOS is the ticker symbol. Let's get that fired up out here. And let's finish reading the question. I believe the stock is an ABC pattern on a weekly chart and would like to ask about overhead resistance, areas, and trading ranges as the stock moves higher. So with regard to the weekly time frame, you're looking at an A to B equals CD pattern. So let's go draw that in there for everybody. For the 8-point here on the weekly basis, and this is really kind of like the junior conservative one, we're going to start with the 8-point down on the week that began July 19th. The B point is going to be the high during the week of October 18th. And the C point out here was the week of November 29th. You're already past the 1-to-1 level. You're on your way to the 1.272 area. That's 52.64. In essence, you basically hit that. The actual high that we've seen here this week or today so far has been 52.28. Pretty good. So what you're watching for here on a weekly basis would be some type of bearish reversal candle to generate some type of sell the D point pattern. Short of that, the next leg up could take you to 57.83. That is on the weekly time frame. You're above profiles on the monthly, you're above profiles on the daily. So what we're going to do here is we got my white background charts fired up on the screen out here. We'll go see if we can find you any overhead resistance. That's David in Tomball, Texas. Steve Rhodes with TFNN. You're right.
Are you having fun trading the markets but having trouble finding like-minded individuals to discuss your trading and investment ideas with? Become an apex predator in the trading markets and join the Tiger's Den Trading Room only at TFNN.com. The Tiger's Den is an exclusive trading room where successful traders from around the world come to exchange trades and ideas. Join the den and surround yourself with the sharpest minds in the trading world. Subscribers to the Tiger's Den are also the first to have their questions answered live on air and can privately chat with our TFNN hosts live during their shows. Interact with other tigers and tigresses as they share trading ideas, news analysis, and discuss the market action all trading day. Subscribe to the Tiger's Den risk-free with our 30-day money-back guarantee and become part of the TFNN trading community. TFNN, educating investors.
You could be making money off the stock market. And if you're already making money off the stock market, you could be making a lot more. Check out TFNN and Tiger TV and get expert investing advice to give you the power to control your financial future. Go to TFNN.com and find the newsletter for you. Whether you're into trading gold, metals, futures, currencies, or options, you'll get advice and analysis to help you seriously get ahead. TFNN also features trading services with a 30-day money-back guarantee for new subscribers, as well as TFNN's Tiger Den Trading Room, trading software, and educational webinars for all trading levels. And make sure you check out Tiger TV for free on TFNN.com or TFNN's YouTube channel for live financial content from 8:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern on market days. Stop watching on the sidelines while other people get rich and become the investor you were born to be. TFNN, educating investors.
TFNN is excited about our new software charting program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts. In collaboration with Tom O'Brien and using his best-selling book, The Art of Timing the Trade, Your Ultimate Trading Mastery System, David White has programmed an outstanding piece of software that will complement any trader's methodology. Using this first-of-its-kind program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts allows you to scan thousands of stocks for Fibonacci formation setups, including Gartley's, ABCs, butterflies, and much more. The Art of Timing the Trade Charts is designed to help you when scouring the markets for stocks just beginning to form the trading patterns that many investors spend days, weeks, or even months searching to find. And right now, we're offering licenses available at only $79 a month. We are so confident that you're going to love this new charting software that will even give you a 30-day unconditional money-back guarantee. Don't miss out on this incredible new piece of software. Get your copy of The Art of Timing the Trade Charts today by visiting TFNN.com.
This segment is brought to you by Thinkorswim. For more information, just click the Thinkorswim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
Welcome back, folks. We'll take a look at Mosaic, a potash fertilizer entity out there. I believe they're actually headquartered in Tampa, Florida. And David's long this, and he's asking, where's overhead resistance? And 47.68 is really the level that it's taken. It's dealing with this week. That's its TD9 count breakdown level, a second TD9 count breakdown level. The next level of resistance really would be the 83.41. This is negated a TD9 count top. There's an A to B equals CD pattern to the upside. My suggestion here, now this is fundamental, really technically it says stay with this position. Fundamentally, you should stay with this position. My recollection, I remember reading an article, I think it was last week, that Russia had stopped exporting ammonium nitrate. And I believe that Russia is responsible for, my recollection was like 80 or 90% or so of all the ammonium nitrate, I'll eventually be able to say that, is what it provides the world out there, which is used for fertilizer. So we already have crazy inflation going on in commodities out there. It's just simply going to get worse out here. So I think you're in a very solid trade at this stage out there. And certainly that's what the charts show us. So both fundamentally and technically, I think you stay with Mosaic, ticker symbol MOS. You might do some research on that ammonium nitrate and Russia, and then you'll kind of get a feel for what it is that I was referring to. And then you can tell me what I was referring to. The next question coming from Hector and Patty, the fuel injectors, and they want to take a look at the XLF. So let's get this fired up, and then we'll read the question. Happy Marvelous Monday. Back at you. Yes, I did say that this morning. Let's take a look at the XLF. Again, are we mid to long-term traders? Love to buy the deep point off the bottom. So let's take a look at the XLF. Right now, it's trading below the bottom. I take that back. It's just gotten back inside its daily profile. That level there is 38.24. You're inside the weekly profile. You're above the top of the monthly profile. Let's pull over the other charts out here, the XLF, see what kind of signals we have. So what we know about the XLF, the most recent high that took place out here in the trading day of February 9th, that was a TD9 count top. Voila, last Thursday, a TD9 count bottom at a breakout level of 37.59. So right now, with regard to the XLF, first, Hector and Patty, is that if Friday's move, which is a counter trend move, which is what the XLF would say right this moment, because price found because price found resistance at its red oscillator and change line, and price is still below that. But price is above the bottom of its daily profile. You've got a confirmed bottom. I think the signal here with regard to the daily time frame for the XLF is neutral. Now, I can see a pretty large consolidation out here on the daily time frame. Let's see what the weekly charts show. The weekly charts also show that same sideways consolidation pattern out here. Price trading with inside the profile, resistance at the top of the weekly profile, and that's at the 38.63 level. If price continues to move higher, its resistance level will be 40.19. You won't get that signal until you get above 39.14 on the daily time frame. That's at red oscillator and change line. On a monthly basis out here, prices pulled back to test support. It has a confirmed Rhodes momentum indicator top, so its signal is neutral. So monthly signal is neutral. The weekly signal is, I'll go with neutral. It'd be neutral to bearish, but I'll go with neutral. And the daily time signal is neutral as well. So this is neither a load up the truck situation. What I shared with you this morning was patterns I shared with all subscribers. Geez, a handful of charts. And there probably was 2 handfuls of charts of stocks that were showing, all kinds of stocks that were showing bottoming patterns that are out there. So I do hope that helps you out, Hector. Thanks so much for writing. It looks like I've gotten through all the questions by email. I don't see anything in the Tiger's Den. So let's go surf around and take a look at some other instruments that people may or may not be interested. Oh, you know what? Oh, geez, did I really do that? And the answer is I did. Let me just grab this here before I accidentally delete that. And then now you can see that girl swimming or running along the beach. That's got to be. Anybody know where that beach is at? That she's running along? I mean, that's a cool set of rocks. That right there. Well, you're not seeing them right now. Sorry about that. I was looking at my other screen out there. In any event, let's go. We took a look at the GDX. What we didn't do is take a look at Goldilocks. So let's go take a look at Goldilocks, try to get a feel for what it is doing. And we're going to go switch to my 8-panel charts out there. So we'll get the screen set up here momentarily. share this screen. Now we should see them. There we go. So on a monthly basis, the month ends right now. If we could get it close above its oscillator and change line, this is gold we're talking about. That's at 1886.50. That would be a bullish outcome. That bullish outcome would say you could see a move to the 2025 level or back to its TD9 count top. It's really just been a sideways consolidation. That sideways consolidation ever since it formed that TD9 count top back on the trading month of August of 2020. How about that? If you take a look at the weekly time frame chart out here, you've got a TD9 count top, and price to really break out needs to close above that. That would be 18. I apologize. That would be 19.19.20 or at 1901. What happens if we don't take that out? Well, if we don't take that out, we haven't taken out resistance, or gold hasn't taken out resistance, and price could easily move back to that oscillator and change line in the 1849 level. If we take a look at the daily time frame chart out here, we've got to sell the D point pattern. But again, much like the GDX that we looked at, the pull down or the pullback or the retracement has been nothing more than a retracement back to that oscillator and change line. That's what really makes this important, this being 1891. If price were to close below that, then what we would likely see is a pullback to the bottom of a new profile. This is a profile that formed on Friday. 1871.60 is the support area. That's really the make it or break it level. For Goldilocks, if price closes below that, we'd expect or anticipate a move back to the 1788 level. That's what the daily, the weekly, and the monthly charts tell us. On a 30-minute chart, we had a top come in at 9 o'clock. This was 9 o'clock this morning, and that was with that TD9 count pattern. I don't have any kind of a bottoming signal out here. We have an oscillator and change line that changed colors about 2 hours ago, so price may be hooking up with that, and that's in the 1905 level. Nothing on the 60-minute time frame chart for us to look at. Nothing I see on the 120, nothing on the 240, and nothing on the 5-hour time frame chart out here. So watch, I'd say 1891. That is the critical area for Goldilocks and any kind of retracement. That is its green oscillator unchanged line. What else? We looked at the ES. We looked at the gold. I don't have too many of my 8-panel charts open at the moment, but let's take a look at the NQ's charts. I don't think we did this. And if we did, then slap me upside the head with that 2x4, Mr. Bill. But if we look at the monthly time frame for the NQ, what do we know? We've got a Rhodes Momentum Indicator top. And that says that over time, price may be targeting 12,207. That's its breakout level. I know on Friday we talked about how we're going to know if price is going to get down there. That's an easy peasy thing. An easy peasy thing is price would have to close below 13,462. That is a TD9 count breakdown level. Now, what the NQ has done, it's virtually completed a weekly Gartley buy pattern. It hasn't made it exactly. Let me show you what I mean. We'll just draw on the A to B portion of this. Actually, here's A to, yeah, I mean, that's really, you've got to do this. So it hasn't completed. There's no way it's completed the A to B equals C pattern on the weekly basis. But what it did do, or what it has done so far, it has completed bar number 8. And bar number 8 on the weekly basis can be a bottoming signal. We need bar number 9 to complete. In order for bar number 9 to complete this week, I should say, price has to close below 14,645. You've got that nice hammer candle right at breakout support. It sure looks like the NQ on a long-term basis is even trying to pop. Steve Rhodes with TFNN. We'll be right back.
Are you in the market for buying or selling real estate in the Bay Area, including the surrounding St. Petersburg, Tampa, and Clearwater markets? Tiger Real Estate LLC is a firm that has extensive experience in the Tampa Bay area. Whether you're looking to sell your current property for maximum value, or you're in the market for a second home or investment property, Tiger Realty has the experience across all areas of real estate in the Tampa Bay area to help buyers and sellers make the most informed decisions across all price levels. From the price you should be paying per square foot in certain up-and-coming areas to the type of cash flow investment properties are capable of creating, Tiger Real Estate can help you make the best decision when it comes to all areas of the market. Before you make one of the biggest decisions of your financial future, call Tiger Real Estate LLC today at 727-329-8322 or email us at tiger@tfnn.com. That's 727-329-8322. Call us today.
The technology around us is changing every day. With so much happening, it can seem impossible to keep up with all the information. David White's investment newsletter, The Technology Insider, is designed to give you all the information you need to understand the technology that shapes today's markets and tomorrow's future. David White has made his living staying on the cutting edge of technology. His weekly newsletter will give you specific recommendations for value tech stocks, as well as entry prices, target prices, and stops to set for each trade. Dave delivers his weekly newsletters every Friday with updates throughout the week. You can get the Technology Insider at TFNN.com for only $37.50. Sign up for David's newsletter, The Technology Insider, and get an inside look at everything the technology sector has to offer. Try it risk-free today with our 30-day money-back guarantee. TFNN, educating investors.
Biotech is booming, but for how long? Whether you think the biotech bull has room to run or has run its course, trade LABU or LABD. Direction's daily S&P Biotech 3 times bull and bear ETFs. Visit directioninvestments.com/biotech today. An investor should consider the investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses of the Direction shares carefully before investing. The prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction shares. To obtain a prospectus or summary prospectus, please contact Direction shares at 866-476-7523. The prospectus or summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. An investment in the funds is subject to risk, including the possible loss of principal. The funds are designed to be utilized only by sophisticated investors such as traders and active investors. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
Don't forget, you can listen to TFNN live on your mobile device 24 hours per day. Go to TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV. That's TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV.
Welcome back, folks. We got the Dow off 355, S&P down 36, and NASDAQ 100 55 points. And let's go out to Martinez, California, and speak with Brent. Brent, thanks for calling. Thanks for holding. How are you doing today?
I'm doing terrific, Steve. How are you?
I am doing well. You might want to give the production guys your Venmo account, and that way Tom G., who took your Nordic American trade out there, he can send you his commission check.
I'm just glad it worked out for him. I'm always happy with,
Yes,
whoever's
absolutely.
making money on the trade, that's good.
Yep, absolutely. So we're going to take a look at another one that you've got an interest in, 3D Systems out there. DDD is the ticker symbol. Tell the folks what you're doing, how I can best help you.
I'm taking a shot at this one. It's another earnings play. They have their earnings after the market closes. The main pattern I see in this stock is just we have a RMI bottom.
Yes.
On the daily with that test of that January low. And other than that, maybe you can look and see what else there is, and then just levels to be watching potentially either direction.
Sure. So the battleground for you to the upside is where it hit today, which was 1771. And that is the top of its daily profile out there. The bottom of the profile is 1581. As you pointed out, yes, there's a Rhodes Momentum Indicator bottom that set up a couple of days ago. We'll show you folks. We'll show that to the folks when we pull over the white background charts. But yeah, it was also retesting a swing point from January 24th that had 4.8 million shares with 2.5 million shares. So that's your test and rejection. Well, we don't know if this is more than a consolidation. Price is also below the bottom of its weekly profile. So if price can clear 1771, you have a battle potentially at 1827, then one at 2047, and then a final battle would be at 2267. So those would be the profile battles. Brent, any questions about these black background charts before I pull over the white ones?
No, I think that's good, Steve. Thank you.
Okay, so on the white background charts, here's the TD9 count bottom that Brent was referring to, that nice bullish engulfing candle. And here this tells us if price can clear the 1772 level, we should see a move up to 1985. 1985 is a TD9 count breakdown level. The last rally inside of 3D ran into resistance in essence right there, and that was back on February 10th. So that's going to be your real key resistance point. And if price can clear that, then you're off to the races. Those races on a daily chart would say 2589. Any questions on the daily before I move over to the weekly?
No, that's good. Thanks.
Perfect. So on the weekly time frame chart, doesn't look like there's a whole lot more for us to add to the equation other than you do have a bit of resistance at 1871, which is the weekly oscillator and change line. So you're looking for price to close above that, and then that could take us back in the 2047, 2267 area. And then the monthly chart, finally, as we take a look at it, price is trading right back into support. So I believe on this profile, or a potential support, what should be support, which is the top of the profile at 1498. I believe this only has a top and a bottom. It's easier for me to confirm that on the black background charts, and yes, that is the case. So 979 is a real key level of support. That's where both the bottom and the center are. No bottoming signal here on a monthly chart, but price did pull back and is still above old resistance, which is new support, which is that 1498 level out here. And where price did run into resistance, this goes back to the TD9 count bottom and Rhodes Momentum Indicator bottom back in October of 2020, ran right into resistance at 5410. So that's what I see in taking a look at the charts out here. Brent, what additional information can I provide for you?
I think that's it. I just had one comment on NAT, and that would be
yes.
that it looks like it's getting very close to doing that, the crossover on the OUL on the daily. And so there will probably be a test at some point, once it turns green. And that's another one you could be looking for if he's trying to find a re-entry on that.
Yeah. So I've got that kind of hidden on my screen out here, but I understand what Brent is taking a look at. And basically, he's saying on the daily chart, if you were to take a look at the price oscillator, it's very near the zero area. And what will happen to this red line is that will go ahead and then turn green. And what we know about that line when it turns green or turns colors is typically we see price and that line catch up to each other. Now, what I typically see take place, Brent, is that doesn't occur until we get some type of a topping signal in the chart that we're looking at for the time frame that we're looking at. But really valid point out there that could be, now that's quite a pullback because we're at 236 and that's at 166 out there. But thank you for sharing that information. I'm sure Tom will take that into consideration.
Yeah, just something to be watching down the road. I'm taking a little different approach on this myself. I end up buying, I'm doing this trade for both my sons, my boys, and I bought in the $1.50, the leaps that go out to January 2023. This is a little longer term trade that I'm trying to do on this one. But no, I totally understand. I'm taking profits. Nothing wrong with that.
No, absolutely not. Not at all. So, Brent, always great to hear from you. Thanks so much for sharing what you're looking at. Glad we could assist you. And is there anything else I can do for you?
I think that's it. You just have yourself a great day and a great week. I'm sure I'll talk to you soon.
Sounds good. That was Brent in Martinez, California. Folks, I'm going to just check my phone here real quickly. That's where I check to see for emails that have come in. Yeah, there's one here from oh, no, this is a, okay, just some comments about fertilizer and so forth. So no request out here to go ahead and take a look at anything. So let me come take a look at market update. Let me just look at my market update chart. See what we should go take a look at, if anything, out here. What do we want to take a look at? Maybe somebody then's got something that we might want me to look at out there for you. UPST up 100% from its lows. I know that wasn't a request, but since you just threw that in there, let's just simply go take a look at UPST, Upstart out there. And if we take a look at Upstart, so what it's doing here right now is running right into potential resistance. And that is the weekly profile. And that's at the 154.93. We're at 154.99 out there. So that's your resistance area. If price can clear that, then you're above all profile levels. Well, you really only have daily and weekly profile levels. But that would then signal that a key level resistance, and perhaps there was a intermediate term change in trend. UPST. I'm going to put that on my other chart that just got the daily and the weekly and a 30-minute time frame out here. We'll pull that over momentarily. Then there's a request to go take a look at Yamana Gold AUI. We'll do that. So here is the daily time frame for Upstart, UPST, to see if there's any signals out there. Yeah, here's another resistance level. It's TD9 count breakdown level, 156.90. So we know what it's doing, why it found resistance where it did, and if price can clear those resistance points, then Upstart should continue its move higher. So now we've got a request to go take a look at Yamana Gold. AUI is the ticker symbol out here. I want to get that started on my white background charts. I've got to just spell Kirkley, AUI. And let's get that on these black background charts. So with regard to Yamana Gold, It's trading out right now with inside a new daily profile. So your support level is 468. Your resistance level is 506. You're above profiles on the weekly. You're consolidated with inside the monthly. So if price can close above 506, really it's 510, then what you would see is a move up to the 606 level out here. So let's see if there's any kind of signals that we've got to be concerned with in ticker symbol AUY. And as we open this up, the answer is yeah, just much like we took a look at the GDX, it formed a sell the D point. So did your amount of gold. So even though I don't draw the A to B equals CD pattern here, visually you should be able to see that. And you can see that bearish engulfing candle from last Thursday generated the sell the D point. However, price has not broken through that oscillator and change line at 480. And that's what it would need to do to give you a bearish signal. That bearish signal would say a move to 468. You close below 468, you're looking at 407. So right now, Yamana Gold on its daily time frame is in a neutral position. Steve Rhodes with TFNN. We'll be right back.
Sharpening your skills as an investor is like getting better at playing a musical instrument. You have to practice, sure, but you also need excellent instruction from experts. At TFNN, you'll get advice and guidance from the authority in technical market analysis. And it's not just dry, tedious text either. TFNN airs live financial content streamed live on TFNN.com and TFNN's YouTube channel with Tiger TV, live every market day from 8:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern. For free. Each host is an experienced trader and gives their take on the market while taking calls and questions live from around the world. From the moment the market opens until the closing bell sounds, Tiger TV has 8 different shows with expert hosts to help you make the right moves with your money. Watch online at TFNN.com or on TFNN's YouTube channel and become the investor you were born to be. TFNN, educating investors.
You might think that if you want to be successful at trading in the stock market, you're going to need a crystal ball. After all, it's impossible to predict the future, right? Like any endeavor in life, before you decide it's impossible, get some advice from the experts. You might find that it's not so impossible after all. For daily market overviews that give you direction on the key indices, selective stocks, and commodities, subscribe to the Opening Call newsletter at TFNN.com. The Opening Call newsletter is written by Basil Chapman, creator of the trading methodology known as the Chapman Wave. The Chapman Wave up-down sequence gives you an edge in identifying price turns, finding the peaks and valleys in stock prices. Get the Opening Call newsletter by Basil Chapman in your inbox every day. First-time subscribers also get a 30-day money-back guarantee. If you're not satisfied, let us know, and you'll get a full refund within 30 days of signing up. TFNN.com, educating investors.
Are you looking for a secure investment which pays you on a monthly basis? The Tiger First Mortgage Program may be the program for you. The best rate on a 5-year CD in the country right now, according to Bankrate.com, is paying 1% per year or $1,000 per $100,000 invested. The Tiger First Mortgage Program pays 7% per year, paid monthly, on secured, high-value, buildable properties in St. Petersburg, Florida. The investment is for 4 years, paying 7% per year or $7,000 per $100,000 invested. Your investment is secured by high-value real estate in St. Petersburg, Florida. Your investment can be anywhere from $100,000 to $500,000. Do you want to make $1,000 per year on $100,000 invested or $7,000 per year on a secured Tiger First mortgage? The Tiger First Mortgage Program may be just the program for you. The Tiger First Mortgage Program pays 7% per year, paid monthly. For more information, you can call 877-518-9190. That's 877-518-9190.
Don't forget, you can listen to TFNN live on your mobile device 24 hours per day. Go to TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV. That's TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV.
Welcome back, folks. We'll finish the show with 2 more requests. This one coming in from the Tiger's Den from Dan. And Dan wants to take a look at LGVN, Long Vernon, which right now is just simply trading with inside a swing point from January 24th. Pretty key swing point in most of the stocks and indices out there. That had volume of 622,000 shares. 2 days ago, you were in it with 490. Friday, 130. Today, you've had 137. What you'd really like to see here, Dan, is for this to close above 679 and get out of that swing point. Now, yeah, even though I'm not showing it on this chart, there was a TD9 count bottom that formed out here last week. And that low is really critical. If this begins trading below that low out here is 580. Well, you'd really have to bust through 562. But if it busts through both of those areas, then this probably comes all the way back to the November 15th lows in the 284 level. So that's all I see there. And David H. writes back in. He wants to take a look at Shopify, I believe, is a ticker symbol out here. Shop is the ticker symbol. Shopify is the company. Right now, it's got a brand new profile daily, formed formed today. Support 615.66, resistance 768. Below profiles on the weekly. Let's see what Shopify shows us for the daily time frame and weekly time frame. That move on Friday was a Rhodes momentum indicator signal. Price was stretched. You got the bullish reversal candle. You're above the red oscillator and change line. Shopify should go target 768. If you can get above 768, then it wants to go try to get up to the 1191 area. That's where the TD9 count breakdown level is. On a weekly time frame chart out here, what do we have? We got nada, zip, zilch. In fact, we have a message that says be careful, because this is really suggesting to you and I that this wants to pull back to 369, and this is trading at 681 right now. So in Shopify, you got to watch the bottom from last Thursday. That low out there was 585.03. But more likely than not, you have a counter trend rally at least that should take you to 768. If it begins to turn down from there, maybe it's that weekly chart that is saying we're headed lower over time. Folks, thanks so much for joining me. Stay tuned, and please sing a happy birthday to our next host. That is your favorite polar bear, even though he really can't celebrate it today because he's born on the 29th. That would make him, he's probably only about 8 years old. That's a wonderful thing. Take care, folks.